Hello, hello! A very warm welcome back to day 6 of our 60-day spoken English podcast. Wow, Ishani, can you believe it? We are officially closing in on our first full week of this transformation.
It feels like we just started yesterday, but the progress I'm seeing in the comments is amazing. Honestly, if you are still here, listening and practicing, you have already shown more commitment than 90% of people. Absolutely, you should be incredibly proud of yourself.
You really should. You know, most people dream about fluency, but they never take the action. You are taking the action. Today's episode is a big one, guys. We're tackling the 3 pillars that move you from sounding like a hesitant student to sounding like a natural, confident speaker.
That's right. First, we are going to break the habit that kills your speed. Stop translating from Hindi. Then we'll get personal and learn how to talk about your hobbies with real passion. And finally, we'll master small talk with colleagues so you never feel awkward at the office water cooler again.
Sounds like a packed day, right? Let's dive straight in. Segment 1, the death of translation. Why you must think in English.
Let's be honest for a second. How many times have you been in a conversation where someone asks you a question in English and your brain just goes into a total panic?
Oh, I know that feeling. You hear the English, you translate it to Hindi in your head, you think of a Hindi answer, and then you try to translate that Hindi answer back into English.
Exactly. And by the time you're ready to speak, the other person has already moved on to a different topic. It's the most frustrating feeling, isn't it?
It really is. The reason this happens is that in the real world, English words fly at you at 100 miles per hour. Textbooks often break English down into little nuggets or grammar rules to make it easy, but this creates a shock when you actually try to speak. You feel tongue-tied because you're trying to remember verb rules instead of just communicating.
Absolutely. The secret to stopping this is a concept we love here: extensive learning. Most of us were trained in intensive learning, which is analyzing every tiny grammar point until our heads hurt. But the primary benefit of extensive learning is exposure.
Think about it. You learned your mother tongue passively as a child. You didn't look up words in a dictionary when you were 3 years old. You just listened and picked up the gist or the main idea of what was happening around you.
So here's your first rule for day 6. Read and listen for the gist. If you are listening to a podcast or reading a story, do not worry about every single word you don't understand.
Right. If you insist on looking up every grammar point, it will completely derail your progress. Well, it's like trying to watch a movie but stopping it every 5 seconds to check the actors' names in a biography. You'll never enjoy the story.
When you finally let go of the need to be perfect, your brain starts to acquire the language naturally. It's like a muscle that gets stronger the more you just let it listen.
Now that we've cleared that mental fog of translation, let's talk about something fun. Hobbies. When you talk about what you love, your energy changes, your voice gets more expressive, and wow, you naturally become more fluent.
It's true. When we are passionate, we forget to be nervous. In our sources today, we see several ways to express interest. For example, look at the phrase looking forward to. It's so powerful because it shows excitement for the future. You could say, I'm looking forward to relaxing this weekend.
And did you notice the word gonna? We see people saying, I'm gonna take a trip.
Gonna is what we call a colloquial form of going to, just like wanna is for want to. Now, listeners, don't use these in a formal exam or a legal essay, but they are absolutely perfect for a casual chat about hobbies. It makes you sound much more native and relaxed.
What if someone asks what you like to do? You can say, I'm really good at drawing, or I'm a big fan of cricket.
Oh, I love that one. I'm a big fan of sounds so much more natural than just saying I like. If you really love something, use the phrase I'm a huge fan of and put a little stress on the word huge.
Wow, I'm a huge fan of the arts. It sounds sophisticated. And if you prefer one thing over another, try saying, I much prefer basketball over football. Using that word much shows the depth of your interest.
Absolutely. And if your friend challenges you, like saying they're better at a game than you can say, oh yeah, we'll see about that. It's a bit of friendly competition that keeps the conversation alive.
All right, let's move into the office. Imagine you're standing in the break room waiting for the kettle to boil, and a colleague walks in. The silence is deafening. What do you do?
Small talk. It is the social glue of the workplace. Many people think it's a waste of time, but it's how you build trust. Instead of a stiff, "How are you?" try a friendly, "Hi, how's it going?"
Notice how Ishani said hi. In informal speech, we often extend that I sound to show we're genuinely happy to see the person.
Exactly. And if you see a colleague leaving, you can ask, "Where are you off to?" It's just a friendly way of saying, "Where are you going?" If they look stressed, maybe they have a big presentation, you can show empathy by saying, "I know how you feel." Or, "Oh no, I hope it goes well."
What about when you run into someone unexpectedly, like at a local market?
You can exclaim, "Well, hello there, long time no see." This shows warmth. Or you can use the classic line, "What a coincidence, what a small world." These phrases never go out of style.
And of course, the king of small talk, the weather.
It sounds cliche, Sam, but talking about the weather is the ultimate safe topic. You can say, "It's freezing outside today," or "I thought this cold front was supposed to pass by now."
Using phrases like supposed to shows you had an expectation. It makes you sound like a pro. If it's really cold, you might mention the wind chill. That's a great vocabulary word for when the wind makes it feel even colder than the temperature says.
So, how do we combine all this? Let's imagine a scenario. You're at work, you see a colleague and start with some small talk. Then you talk about your weekend plans and hobbies, and you do it all without translating from Hindi.
If you find yourself stuck for a word, don't panic. Remember the story learning method. Use informal cues like yeah, yup, or uh-huh to show you're listening.
And if you need a second to think, use the word well and draw it out. Well, to buy yourself some time. It sounds much more natural than saying or which makes you look nervous.
Absolutely. The goal of day 6 is to start feeling comfortable with the uncomfortable. You won't understand every word you hear today, and you will definitely make mistakes. So what?
The sources tell us that skipping difficult words or ignoring a small grammar mistake is actually a mature approach. It allows you to keep the momentum. If you stop to fix every mistake, you kill the conversation.
Wow, think about that. Perfection is the enemy of progress. If you keep the conversation flowing, your brain will eventually treat this difficult English as normal.
Before we let you go, here is your day 6 challenge. I want you to go for a 10-minute walk today. Just 10 minutes.
During this walk, look at the things around you and describe them in English. But here's the catch. Don't translate. If you see a dog, don't think kutta, think dog. If you see someone running, think running. Direct connection.
Then, when you get home, find a short English article or a story and read it just once. Don't look up any words. Just try to get the gist. If you understand even 50%, that's a massive win.
Absolutely. You are doing an incredible job. Tomorrow, for day 7, we're going to build on this by creating a daily speaking habit and learning how to talk about your family and daily routine. It's going to be a very personal and rewarding session. Thank you so much for joining us today. Keep that energy high. Keep practicing those interjections. Wow, absolutely. And we will see you tomorrow. Stay confident, keep learning, and as always, happy speaking. Thank you and good night. Take care, everyone. Bye-bye.